Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Teresa, and thank you for all my friends and family who saw my last video, showed some love in the comments. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much. So I recently came across this bucket list, an ultimate summer bucket list that I made when I was 13. I feel like the summer of 2016 specifically, when I was 13, is known as being an iconic one and being like the last time life felt right. I feel like it's just because of the nostalgia maybe we feel in that period of the 2000s before life really got serious with social media. So, I don't know. I feel like life is still pretty good. But this is all about me trying to recreate the vibe of the summer of 2016 specifically. And I do kind of remember doing a lot of things on this list when I was 13, but then I also saw that I renamed it to 2017 because I think I found it a year later and I was like, okay, now it's the bucket list of summer of 2017. So I think that we can now repurpose it to be the ultimate summer bucket list of 2025 and make this the best summer yet, even though it's mid-August and summer's almost over. So basically, what this video is going to be all about is me recreating that sense of excitement that I felt for everything in my early teens before life got serious. When I was younger, I would always like make these bucket lists for different things that were coming up, like Christmas bucket list, fall bucket list, and it would really just like help me get excited about the season and kind of like romanticize it, I guess. And I kind of lost that in high school, I think. I do feel like in the past few years I've been kind of coming back to that, and I even like made a fall bucket list this year, like just for fun. I'm really just trying to reconnect with my younger self in this video. I have the list in front of me. Let's go through it and see if anything is really not happening in this phase of my life. I don't think, for starters, we're going to be able to sleep in a truck bed because I no longer have a truck. Pool taffy, I don't really know where I got that from, but I did look it up and it looks a lot harder to do than it sounds. I am not really going to go get special equipment for this, and I don't even really like taffy, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. Play messy twister, that sounds kind of awful. Send a message in a bottle sounds really fun in theory, but I feel like I would get in trouble for like polluting the ocean if I did that. Some of these things I've already done this summer, so I think we can just check them off the list. We don't need to overcomplicate things for ourselves. Like, I have had a bonfire and made s'mores. I have barbecued. Try a Pinterest project. Actually, this shirt was a Pinterest project. I don't know if you guys saw like a few months ago it was popular to do like patchwork things on shirts, but I'm actually really like how this turned out. Just says USA, so we can check that off. Maybe I'll do another one because that sounds kind of fun. Start a photo album or scrapbook. I have started a scrapbook years ago at this point for when I studied abroad, and I never finished it, so maybe we'll finally finish it. Follow along if you want to see me reconnect with my childhood self. We actually have root beer, so I'm gonna be making root beer in this fancy glass that we have, a root beer float, excuse me. So apparently, according to Google, all you need to do is put ice cream. Oh shoot, it's kind of melting. Put ice cream into a glass and then add root beer over it. This is strawberries and homemade vanilla ice cream, so we'll see if it's good. You're gonna suck. All right. So I feel like we don't need to go too crazy with the ice cream or can of root beer. Ooh, that looks satisfying. So the question I have is, do you eat this with a spoon or with a straw? And I'm thinking it's straw vibes. Glass straw. This is what it looks like. Now to see if 14-year-old me was onto something. Honestly, super good. And having the strawberry ice cream, kind of fire. So it did say on the bucket list, try a root beer float. So I think at that time I had never tried a root beer float before. Oh, she fire. So we're on our way to achieve a item of the bucket list, which is mani-pedi, and I'm a little too broke to do a mani-pedi, so I'm just gonna do a mani. And I think that was kind of like the whole point of me putting on the bucket list, is that I'd never gotten them both done at the same time, but that's just unrealistic. So I thought about getting my toenails done, and then I realized that like I would just be looking at my fingernails more, so that's why I'm gonna do that. And I don't know what color I'm gonna get yet, so stay tuned. Trying the Sabrina Strawberry Refresher. That's super good. It kind of tastes like the pink drink with cold foam. Now that we just got our nails done, we can officially check that off the bucket list. And then later, we're getting pizza and then we're gonna watch the sunset on the beach. So I'm very excited.
I've never used a mic before. Okay, I was like dreading people coming back to school, but I just realized that who lives in will be back. You're gonna cut that out. Or just censor it. Censor the parts that.
Yeah. Whatever the opposite of an op is, that's who's gonna be back. I'm not saying that. So I'm scrapbooking right now on the ground, but I wanted to show you a few of the things that I'm using for my scrapbook, which I started literally probably a year ago at this point. It's from my semester abroad that I spent in Rome, and I traveled to a lot of different places. So I'm trying to make like a scrapbook encompassing all the different trips I did. It's taken a long time just because I don't know. I don't have motivation to like take out all the different things I need for it and then sit down and like lock in. Last night I had a really good scrapbooking session, and it's kind of getting to the point where like I just wanted to be done with it already so I can like flip through it. And so I'm really going to make an effort to finish the scrapbook in the next couple weeks so that I can have the memories to look back on. And it's really cute so far, so I'm excited. So this is the actual scrapbook that I'm using. It's from Amazon, and I haven't decorated the cover or anything yet, so it's just plain white or gray. That's the color it is. But I'm excited to like have a cuter cover soon. I might show like a finished product like when I'm actually done with it. But basically my strategy was just to print out a bunch of photos and then paste in like different knickknacks, tickets, receipts, cards, stuff like that I had from like the place that I went. So it's turning out cute so far. The pictures, it was like $20 to print all of them. So it's not exactly cheap to do something like this, but it's a cute little keepsake. And then you can see like for the parts that I still have to scrapbook in, I did like sticky notes of the theme of those pages. I kind of like planned out the different topic of those pages, I guess. And then I have like all the different things I'm going to paste inside of it. So this one is like from Holy Week in Rome. And I went to Assisi, and I just did a bunch of like church pilgrimages and stuff like that with my friends who were visiting. So I want to make like a couple different pages devoted to that. And then I bought these from Amazon as well, but I basically have these, I don't even know what to call them. I guess just like scraps, literally, for the scrapbook. It's just cute little pieces of paper that you can write things on, or you can have it as the background. And then I got these vintage stickers, which are really cute. I like them a lot. Of course, you need scissors, glue stick, and then I have these letter stickers to spell out things. So let's get some scrapbooking in. I'm also just now realizing that I like skipped over 2 pages. This was like from my Spain trip during spring break, and then I left these 2 blank, and then I continued with the Spain trip here. So that's a bit unfortunate. I don't know what to do about that. So as you can see, I kind of just printed out a bunch of photos from my trip, and I also got a postcard from every place I went. So this is from Lourdes, and I just honestly didn't have a lot of stuff from France, I guess, so I just have 2 receipts. So we're gonna try and incorporate that. But I love all these pictures. So as you can see, I kind of just freestyle it. Like, I just cut out the outlines of these buildings and then put them on either side because I thought it would look cool. And then I usually just like write the name of the place in letters. Well, I'm up. I can't believe people will really get up at this hour. This is also the first time I've spoken this morning, so I haven't gotten up this early in a long time, which is one of the reasons I decided to do this. Kind of jumpstart my sleep schedule, so I got up at like 6:30 today. Maybe I can keep doing that, but admittedly, when my alarm first went off, I kind of lay there and then I was like, I have free will. I don't actually have to get up and see the sunset right now. But then I was like, don't be lame. And so I did it. So here I am. I also have made some coffee. I haven't had a single sip yet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very, I don't know, it was like a lot of stuff that I would normally do or that I would normally enjoy doing, but it was like kind of just more fun because it was on the bucket list I made when I was 13. And now that the summer's coming to an end, it was just a good last hurrah, you know, before I have to grow up for real. I also kind of alluded to this in the beginning of the video, but I do feel like when I was 14, like that was kind of like my last year of like being myself before I went to high school, and then I kind of just became more of like a or I kind of like assimilated into like the mold of the typical high schooler, I guess. And I wasn't really interested in these things that used to be part of my personality, like um I don't know, loving to read. I was like kind of a nerd. I always like really identified with characters like Hermione and I don't know, like the oldest sister kinds of characters. I came across this Substack post, and someone said maybe growing up is just becoming who you were at 14 again, but learning how to love her this time. And I feel like that's just very applicable to the spirit of this video. You know, like kind of becoming more in touch with who you were as a child and not being embarrassed about it this time. So I kind of just want to take that into the rest of my adult life. And I also feel like in a lot of ways I was like more cool like when I used to like be like more of an individual person versus who I feel like I became in high school to like try and fit in. Like I look back on my high school self and I'm like more cringed out by that now, which it's fine. Like that's a part of growing up, obviously. And I don't like just the fact that I identify more with like my younger self than I do with my teenage self. I feel like that's something a lot of people can relate to. So Let me know if you guys liked this video. I appreciate you watching, sticking with me this far, and stay tuned for more uploads.